Welcome back to Tuesday Tips for Small Business. In all my years, I've never come to understand people who prey on others with whom they've never met, whether it be to steal money or just cause a little mayhem. In my opinion, those are the lowest forms of life. Now, there are the thieves who lock up data for ransom, but I think another form of cybercrime must be mentioned and taken note of. First of all, if you don't know what phishing is, and I'm not talking about the phishing with a rod and a reel, if you don't know what it is, then you're lucky. If you do know and have experienced the consequences, you know the results can be anywhere from a minor annoyance to the destruction of your company. Wikipedia's definition of phishing is the fraudulent attempt to obtain sensitive information or data, such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details, by disguising oneself as a trustworthy entity in an electronic communication. You will recall during the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta, was the victim of phishing, resulting in the release of thousands of private communications amongst people in the campaign. Phishing can be much more sinister when the prey is a small business. Often, small businesses do not have the sophisticated IT security and employee training as larger companies, leaving them vulnerable for these attacks. In my years in the corporate world, the mantra from the IT department was, do not click on anything in email unless you are absolutely sure it is from a reliable source. Now, phishing attacks during COVID-19 have increased, and there is a most damaging trend presenting. These emails look like they come from an officer or owner of the company. The email address is masked, and the signature and logo look like it's from that person. The email goes to a person who has authority to initiate wire transfers and has a very urgent tone. It gives an amount of money, usually a lot, that needs to be transferred. And if it is not done immediately, there will be dire consequences for the company or someone in the company. Now, you would think most people would pick up the phone and verify with the person who initiated the email. And I'm sure that's what usually happens. However, believe it or not, there are people who fall for this, and thousands of dollars are stolen every day because of lack of proper controls on disbursements. It is important to educate all your employees about phishing emails and to report anything that looks strange to the person in charge of the company's IT. During my time as a CFO, I was phished several times, and I must say that the first time almost had me acting. The email looked like it was from the wife of the owner of our company. She was on vacation and had been robbed and had no money. She was unable to reach her husband, and she desperately needed me to wire her $2,000 so she could get home. Of course, this had me very concerned, and I wanted to do anything that I could do to help her. Luckily, her husband was in the office and down the hall from me. And imagine that, he had no idea she was on vacation. Many of the subsequent phishing emails were from the president of our company, asking me to wire thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, to foreign countries for great deals on equipment. Fortunately, we had good controls over our disbursements, and nothing bad ever happened.